No, you call us that because you did not give me due respect. I'm going with him. Where are you? You'll find him there. You come at the police station.
Don't record anything until I'm there for you to record it. Well, our client Edward Gituku was arrested yesterday in the odd hours of the night on allegations that he is involved in a wider web of human trafficking, where the state is alleging that he is involved in the trafficking of Kenyans to go to Russia, to be involved in the arms conflict or a war in Russia. The recruitment is purely for the purpose of war in Russia. Our client was kept incognito. The whole of the night we were looking at our client. In the morning today, we were told that the client was at Buruburu police station. We rushed to Buruburu police station. We were told our client will be arraigned before the JKIA court. We followed to JKIA court. We were told that the matter will be mentioned before Milimani law courts. By the time we were at Milimani law courts, surprisingly, the matter had been put on the court list of Kahawa law courts. Kahawa law courts, there is no judicial officer sitting today. So it was filed, then forwarded virtually to Kiambu law courts. By the time we got that information, we arrived here, we found already the matter had been mentioned, and our client was had unrepresented. This is a very serious offense. We demanded to get the proceedings. We have had the miscellaneous application. We have been told that already the court has granted 10 days for the investigating officer to investigate this matter. I personally found the respondent, who is Edgar, in court 2, alone with the investigator. I demanded to be present when they are taking statements from the respondent. The investigating officer by the name Sergeant Bramwell Saima refused for the advocate to be present when our client is being interrogated. And when we insisted that it is his constitutional right to be present, the investigating officer, Sergeant Bramwell, walked out in the full glare of the cameras and started to run away with a respondent who is in police custody, away from his advocates. We followed, and the officer went back with our client. We have not seen our client. We have not talked to our client. And we have instructions. We shall be moving a complaint to the DCI, one Mr. Min, on the conduct of this Sergeant Bramwell. We shall be moving to court to sue him in his own person. That Sergeant Bramwell, in his own person, because what he is implementing is not found in any police service orders. What he is implementing is not sanctioned by the Inspector General of Police. Neither is he implementing any directions by the Director of Criminal Investigation. These are the type of officers who give the police a bad name. We shall take him in person, not as a police officer, but as an officer, a rogue officer, an overzealous officer, a person who either is not trained in law, does not understand the role of an advocate in representing his clients. We have looked at the allegations that are here. One, very critical questions will be put into place. Is the government's policy to get the youth jobs outside the country in consonance with Kenyans going to work outside? Did the people who went to Russia go under the force called conscription? Were they conscripted by force to go to Russia? Did they leave this country when they are below 18 years or they are above 18 years to make up their decision? Are there jobs that Kenyans are excluded from to be employed in any other country? So this is an issue that is hot here. The fact that the name Russia is being mentioned, how many Kenyans are in Russia? How many doctors are trained and they are coming from Russia and they are in Kenyan hospitals? How many citizens of this country work in Russia? Is Russia represented in its diplomatic missions in this country? This is an issue that is likely to bring a lot of diplomatic issues between our great country Kenya and a country as big as Russia. The manner in which this investigating officer is handling this matter, it is pure incompetence, and we shall be asking the Director of Criminal Investigation and the DPP to be very careful on how to handle matters related to a friendly country. We are not in war with Russia. And as the defense team, we shall fight up and down. We shall be moving to the High Court to review these days. This is a young man, a casual, who was found walking around there. He is going to be detained for 10 days. We shall be moving to the High Court on Monday to seek for review of the 10 days that were put there on the grounds that he was not represented. He didn't know what to respond. My brother, Cliff, can respond also.
Wakili, maybe just a question. How many people have maybe your client taken to Russia so far?
We have not been given time to talk to our client. It is his family that has called us. Those facts we could have gotten if we were allowed to access our client. But what I'm sure about is that our client has not committed any known law in this country, because Kenyans are taken to Qatar, Kenyans are taken to Dubai, Kenyans are taken to Israel, Kenyans are taken all over to do work. The question was it a legal business? I'll be able to give that explanation on Monday or tomorrow when we have access to our client, then we'll be able to explain in detail.
Edward Gituku is a Kenyan citizen. And by looking at that, first of all, you realize that his constitutional rights must be obeyed, must be observed. And for him to be brought to court and then denied representation, the officers ensuring that he does not get this representation by sending the advocates on a wild goose chase, sending them to JKIA and to Kibera and to Kilimani and everywhere else, is a very wrong thing. Sending off lawyers from the middle of the night to various police stations without disclosing where he is, that is also another gross violation of his constitutional rights. To ensure that he's brought to court and make sure that the advocates are not present to represent him, and we know that he's, by law he's required to also have an advocate, is also another gross violation of his rights. Why is Officer Saima doing this, Bramwell? Yet He knows that this man needs to be represented. What is he hiding? What do they want to do? This man has done nothing wrong, because even if you look at the affidavit, they are saying they're investigating a case of human trafficking, of adults, of people who are found with their own passports, of people who are found maybe wanting to travel to Russia. What is wrong with traveling to Russia? That is what you need to put in the affidavit. Say that maybe they were going to commit a crime there or anything else, but that there were people going to Russia and you find them in houses and that they are having their passports. You are being overzealous. And that is the reason why an embarrassing officer like Saima can decide to run like a common thief with a person who is not even an accused person. You run, you take him in by your hand and run away with him. It's a shame. How do you even defend these officers eventually when they are brought to court? Yet when they are in trouble, the first people they run to is to us to also ensure that their fundamental rights are followed. Now, when Edward was brought to this court, he expects that he will be represented. So you also need to be able to explain to him why he is in court. You don't take an affidavit and file it without giving him to read it or his family members to read, and they think that you have already fulfilled your duty as an officer. What you're supposed to do is you explain this to him. Tell him this is the reason why you are in court. Do you want a lawyer present or not? Once he confirms that he has understood, and the next thing is they want a lawyer, and that is why we are here, and then you deny him that, you have denied him his fundamental rights. So now, how do you even tell the family what offense he has committed? How do you explain to anybody that he has actually committed an offense? How do you justify that the 10 days that you are asking for are actually justified? But what do? You sneak him to court and send us on a wild goose chase. Because Mr. Omari had called, I had called. We have gone to JKI, even in the middle of the night, looking for this gentleman. And we were told there were others. But when the family told us we look for him, we have looked for him. Why is it that you can act in a mischievous manner and send lawyers to different courts? When you're being asked, where are they? Oh, pengine atapelekwa Kibera. Oh, pengine atapelekwa Kilimani. We have to spread ourselves thin. Right now, I am rushing from Kibera. I've passed through Kilimani. I've passed through Milimani Court. Danson has gone to JKIA. He has passed through Makadara. Here we are. And then we're being told, oh, go to Kiambu. Kiambu, then you're told, come here. Come, there's something wrong with these officers. And then, if they are so anxious to be able to bring a charge like this, play it on a fair ground. Do not put this man under this kind of torture and then expect that we are going to keep quiet about it. As we have said, Sergeant Bramwell is going to face this music. Not because I don't think that the DCI boss can tell him, go and behave this way. If you are given a wrong order, you refuse, you do not take it. He must have done it on his own volition. So what are we going to do? We are going to ensure that he's the kind of person who faces the music and serves as an example on this issue.
Thank you.
Thank you.